Hey, what's good, man? I just want to talk about my opinion, my position on the Microsoft Activision acquisition. How I feel about it is that a lot of gamers used to talk crap about to Xbox gamers. They would say, "Why doesn't Sony release games, single player games like Sony?" To be fair, Xbox even though Xbox has multiplayer games, they have single player mode. But that's what they would say. Like, why doesn't Microsoft release games with single player like Sony? And then Xbox gamers would tell Sony PlayStation guys, why doesn't Sony release multiplayer games like Microsoft? Multiplayer games, shooting games. Why don't they? Why they would say that to ponies? Why doesn't PlayStation make multiplayer games or shooters, first person shooters? You know what they would say? They would say Sony doesn't need to release multiplayer games. They have Call of Duty. Look what happened, man. Look what happened. Sony was getting way too comfortable, not releasing any shooting games. You know? And that's true, Even though when they would say that to Xbox games, like why doesn't Microsoft release single player games and like first of all, like I don't even think those games are impressive. I played the Last of Us, the first one. The controls were terrible. They were, at least they were for me. I ain't finished playing it because my wife, whatever. But the controls were terrible. And graphically, those games, like The Last of Us 2, God of War, I don't think they're graphically impressive, man. I don't. Because the background, sure the characters look good, but the background is like blurry. There's no background to them. It's foggy. I just see all those tricks, man, and it don't impress me. It's like a magician trying to do tricks and impress you, right? But if you know their tricks, if you know their tricks, you're not gonna be impressed. That's the whole point of being impressed in a way, by, But if you know their tricks, you're not really impressed. So I'm not. So how I feel about it, I think it's really good for the gaming industry. How I feel about the Microsoft acquisition of Activision, I think it's really good. It's really good. Because there's too many developers working on Call of Duty. Because their support, that instead of all that support helping make Call of Duty could take their time. There's going to be delays. If Call of Duty ain't ready, Xbox will delay the game. And then the support will make other games like they used to, like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, which they used to be PlayStation mascots, by the way, back in the day. So that's really good, man. More diversification. Third part, not the third party, but the support developers can make Deadpool. Like every time I hear about the list of games Activision owns, I always whoa! I didn't even think about that game. Or I never even heard of that game. Or, oh man, yeah, that game. Every time somebody makes a list, there's always a new game that whoa, So that's really good. And I'll be honest with you, the games, Call of Duty games, are not going to PlayStation. Say this right now, bro. They're not. Just a long-term investment for Microsoft. They don't need to make the money back in a year or two. We still make the money back in a year. For real. Because Microsoft is just, they make good money every year. They'll make the money back in a year. They will. Not from gaming, but in general, but just as business as a whole, they'll make the money back. But yeah, it's not going to PlayStation. Maybe the first two Call of Duties, the next two Call of Duties will probably be on PlayStation. For sure, the next one, right? And then the second one, it's like 80% sure it will be on PlayStation. But after that, they're not. I don't think they're going to PlayStation anymore. You know, because Microsoft will. The reason the next 2 games, maybe 3, are going to PlayStation is because Microsoft will honor their contracts. Sony pays a lot of money, crap load of money for marketing Call of Duty, for Call of Duty rights. They pay a lot of money, so and Microsoft will honor those obligations, those contracts. They will. You know, but you know, as long as Sony does a contract, and like they will honor it. But next year when Sony's gonna they update their contract, guess what? They're gonna have to talk to Microsoft. They're gonna have to talk to Xbox to renew their contract. And Xbox might be like, you know what? I want a bigger percentage of every game you sell. I want a bigger cut. Or they might be like, oh, you want Call of Duty? Give me this game. You know? But I don't think it'll be there. But some people might be mad that only Xbox keeps Call of Duty. I'm not mad about it, bro. You know, I'm not. This the bed that Sony made. Now they have to lay on it. Sony made the cake. Now they have to eat it. You know, like Sony ate the burger. Now that you know, like Sony's been doing this for a while, bro. Like they've been doing it for a while. They buy third-party games and keep it exclusive to PlayStation. Like Final Fantasy Remake, only on PlayStation. Spider-Man, that's only on PlayStation. Sony doesn't own the rights to Spider-Man, the video game. I don't know about the films. They probably own the film version, but not the actual games. Those rights. They don't. Sony pays a lot of money to keep shit away from Xbox. They do. They do, man. Like, you know, they do. They pay money to take stuff away from Xbox. So it's only fair that Xbox does that back. You know? And Sony has bought developers that have made games for Xbox in the past. You know? Like, Insomniac. Sure, most of the games are on PlayStation, but... You know, but they have made Xbox games before, you know? Alright, Sunset Overdrive. But anyways, either way, Sony locks crap away from Microsoft. They do. That's what they do. Both of them do it. Microsoft did it first. And then, you know, to be fair. And now Sony does it. And it's just part of the game, man. It's part of the game. You know? Sucks that if I wanted to play Final Fantasy Remake, I would have to go buy a PlayStation. Even though it's been going on 2 years. And I still have to wait for it. Like, you know, like, I'm upset. I could just buy a PlayStation. If you're upset Call of Duty's not going to PlayStation, just buy an Xbox. Simple as that, man. And, so that's really good, man. And I'm going to try to hurry up. Alright, but I'm going to let y'all go. Before I go, hopefully I ain't missing anything, man. Sure, I should start writing stuff down. Because, like, oh, man. Got a lot of stuff going in my mind right now. Anyways, what blows my mind even more is Microsoft, Xbox knows what PlayStation's going to do before they do. For real. Because, like, Xbox boss Phil Spencer, the legend, he'll be like, oh, Sony's going to release a Game Pass version on their system. Sony hasn't announced it yet. But he already knows. You know, like, I don't know, man, but I'll be happy when Microsoft buys another studio. I'll be super happy about that. I'll be super happy about it. And PlayStation's still going to sell really good, man. They're going to sell better than Xbox. They're producing 18 million consoles. Xbox is only producing 11 million. one has more to sell than the other, so one's gonna sell more than the other. But anyways, man, let you go. If I'm not forgetting anything, which I know I am. Thought I was some badass shit. And I'm like, oh damn, I can't remember what I was gonna say. You know, all those freaking brain farts or whatnot. But latest.